Even investors, when investors look, like if you strip out the money supply, the growth. So if you strip out the 7%, most people, we really aren't earning that much of a return. Like if you pick a one-off stock that does very well, but if you're in an index fund, like you suggested, real estate's no different. Like real estate, unleveraged real estate doesn't work. If you can use leveraged real estate smartly. So if you do, 80% loan to value, so call it a 5-to-1 ratio, and you earn 7% on your real estate, let's say it's breaking even, it's paying for repairs from the cash flow component. Well, then because of the 5-to-1 ratio, that 7% all of a sudden turns into
much bigger. So because of leverage factor, actually real estate is winner over gold. Like we didn't consider that. We assume that the people pay by cash, but no one does that.
No,
like,
of course.
Factor. You never do that with the gold because even the gold ETF is leverage factor. I don't want to go over it, but leverage ETF is losing money because of volatility. So at the end of the day, the only assets that people can go with a leverage factor of like 5 or 4 is real estate. So at the end of the day, if you look at how much money you put, how much you return, real estate in the last 10 years or 25 has always been.
Yeah, and it's got to be leveraged, and we have some properties, to be honest, that we've paid down quite a bit. The mortgage on them is tiny. And I'm looking at them like, oh, so the return on that real estate really isn't that good. It's been good. It's treated me very well over a couple decades owning the properties. I'm not complaining, but as we got to understand this point, I'm like, oh, so my overall return, it goes lower and lower as I don't have this leverage because this money supply thing, like I'm not actually earning that, most of that run up in prices, and it never goes in a straight line. And I think that's where some people get confused, is that they're like, well, like real estate's down right now, or gold had many years that things go down, but that's everything's cyclical. It'll overshoot, like gold will overshoot and then come back down. Real estate overshoots, comes back down, goes too low, goes back up, like everything. But it comes back to the way I look at it, similar to what you said, is that in a 10-year time frame, it's almost like as an investor now, you can't just make your investment decision based on the type of property, area of the property, and the income it brings in. You also have to decide for yourself, do you think that the money supply is going to grow over the next 10 years or not? And
I should say that like at this point of economy, like maybe the growth becomes 6% or 5%, but the growth will be there in long term. You know what I mean? So the real estate or any other asset, because for example, some people ask me about Bitcoin, and I don't have any expertise in Bitcoin, but what I can tell you that is that because of the increase in the money supply, this thing will go up, because you have a 7% increase in the money supply, it should go somewhere. Okay, so more or less every asset will get some of that capital.